First, I want to thank TBM organization for the invitation to this conference. At this time, the panel version of the Annex 1 is not published. My presentation will be on Annex 1 and environmental monitoring program, and I will focus on implementation and justification of the best practices in routine. The first part of my presentation will be on the regulations. Annex 1 for the European GMPs, and in its version 12 published in 2020, gives the key requirements for the manufacture of sterile products, including environmental monitoring program and the elements to be implemented for the qualification and classification of the clean room and clean air environment, including barrier technologies. FDA also gives the equivalent requirements in its guidance for industry relevant to the manufacture of aseptic processes. Other regulations, including pharmacopoeias, with example European Pharmacopoeia, Japanese Pharmacopoeia, USP, and Chinese Pharmacopoeia, and also WHO, give also some key recommendations for the manufacture of sterile product, and in some chapters, some requirements for environmental monitoring program. The International Standard Organization, with the document ISO 14644, gives the key principle for clean rooms and associated control environments for non-viable monitoring and all parameters, and equivalent for viable environmental monitoring with the ISO 14698 biocontamination control, and its equivalent by NFEN 17141. Also, we can use also the key principle of the ICH with Q8, pharmaceutical development for quality by design, Q9, quality risk management with the tool for risk management, Q10, pharmaceutical quality systems, and Q12, product lifecycle management. Associations including PICS and ISPE and PDA give also some documents with recommendations and guidelines for manufacture of sterile product, but also isolator technology and environmental monitoring program. NFEN 17141 gives the key principle of the viable environmental monitoring with identification of all potential microbiological source and route of contamination in clean control environment. Give also the key principle for the risk evaluation for the source and route contamination with the tools, and with the establishment of an environmental monitoring plan that includes the choice of sampling method, the monitoring locations, and the frequencies. So the establishment of the alert and action levels. Also elements relevant to the verification of a continuing basic of an EM program effectiveness that include training system, data integrity, and recording. Also for the establishment and maintenance of an appropriate documentation, and also finally the education and training of the personnel. Some details are given for the media, the number of locations, example here for active air sampling and surface sampling monitoring in relation with ISO 14644, and also element of details relevant to the frequency, dependent of the zone class ISO 5678, and some elements relevant to the validation of active air sampling, or from the supplier the aerosol chamber method, and for the users the simplified method with the in situ study. Now we will go to the element relevant to the version 12 of the Annex 1 published in 2020. With first of all, the manufacture of sterile product is managed within the Annex 1 in close collaboration between different organizations, including EMEA, PICS, and WHO. But also there is some other organizations that representing relevant stakeholders that accept to take part to the consultation and give the comments relevant to the evaluation of the different drafts of the Annex 1. Also FDA participates to this evaluation. Now, our regulation should be better considered globally. The manufacture of sterile product is defined in different documents from EMEA, WHO, PICS, and FDA. There is in some chapters some requirements that are directly connected with pharmacopoeias, example, the control of water system or environmental monitoring program. The same, there is connection with other international regulation, with ISO, example ISO 14644, but also ICH with ICH Q8, Q9, Q10, and Q12. Some association also indirectly give some element of how to implement the regulation, and some guidelines and best practices are defined in F3P, Bioforum, PDA, PHSS, ISP, and ICA documentation. Now we'll see from the version 12 of Annex 1 how to define the Contamination Control Strategy or CCS. The manufacture of sterile product with the requirement for facilities, equipments, process design, personnel including training and attitude, processes and monitoring, sometimes using technology ensuring protection and control of the product, example barrier technologies, with the support of contamination control strategy using QRM principle, must be performed in the objective to minimize microbiological contamination, pyrogene contamination, and particulate contamination. Annex 1 defines 15 elements to be considered within a documented contamination control strategy, included but not limited, as an example, are personnel, utilities, equipment and facilities, but also process design, and some also key system, example preventive maintenance, cleaning and disinfection, process risk assessment, monitoring system, prevention with trending, investigation and CAPA systems, and all that must be also in the continuous improvement system. The building of a holistic contamination control strategy must involve, first of all, the basics, with the personnel awareness and quality culture, also the contamination risk assessment with the tools developed, in the objective to have a scientific knowledge. 3 steps must be defined. First of all, the contamination control. Second, validation of control. Third, monitoring of control. All responsibilities must be defined with a governance in a continuous improvement with a life cycle approach. This slide gives you the different summary of the contamination control strategy, including the different topics with the personnel, the process, the facilities, the equipment, the utilities and components, with the 3 steps of the contamination control strategy with the contamination control, example defining for the personnel the training, hygiene, gowning practices, for process, facilities, equipment, utilities, those elements relevant to the design, cleaning, disinfection and maintenance. For the component are container and closure system, raw material components, define all the elements relevant to the selection, the design, and when required, sterilization and also integrity evaluation. The second step is a validation and qualification system for each topic with personnel qualification, process, facilities, equipment, utilities validation, but also container, closure, and raw material qualification. Don't forget in this approach of validation the quality control with analytical method validation, but also the cleaning, disinfection, sterilization validation. The third step with the monitoring program includes also the different topics with the personnel monitoring, the in-process monitoring, environmental monitoring with alarm system including this program, the same for utilities, for container closure, the control, and the same for material. All these systems must be also connected with the quality system, with at the left the element relevant to the CAPA trending investigation system, but also at the right all the elements relevant to the supplier and outsourcing services management. All this process must be in continuous improvement with what we can call the product process life cycle approach with the periodic review. Now we'll define the environmental monitoring program in relation with the contamination control strategy. Environmental monitoring program for facilities applying the contamination control strategy must follow the different steps. First with the basics, defining all clean rooms and clean air equipments, example barrier technologies with isolator and wraps, all these elements that are involved in manufacturing operations. Our step 1 with the control contamination, and that we define and evaluate the source of potential microbial pyrogens and particulate contamination, and supporting by the facility design, flowcharts, and diagrams in the objective to minimize the contamination risk. After we have the qualification control, with the validation qualification of facilities that should include HVAC systems, zoning classification, cleaning and disinfection operations, and maintenance operations, and also periodically a requalification program. At the right part, you have the example of the element to consider, or filters, all the elements with the linkage, integrity, and all the parameters for filters, but also non-viable and viable environmental monitoring, but also temperature, humidity should be considered in this program. After you have monitoring in routine that should include airborne particulate count, viable microbial count with air and surfaces, differential pressure, temperature, and relative humidity. Environmental monitoring program for equipment will follow the same approach, and specifically for contamination control, the equipment design and flow. And for validation qualification of equipment include the in-use operation with interventions, cleaning and disinfection operations, maintenance operations. And for monitoring and routing, that should include viable monitoring with the microbial counts for surfaces. The environmental monitoring program for utilities will follow the same approach, dependent of the systems, such as water, gases. For the routine monitoring, some periodical tests should be performed, such as viable microbial counts, and for water, some tests should be continuously done, including conductivities and total organic count. The environmental monitoring program for the personnel will follow the same approach, with specifically consideration of the training, including hygiene and best practices, the qualification of the personnel with the periodical evaluation, and for the routine microbial monitoring, the control of gloves and garment surfaces. Example of approach of contamination control evaluation for isolator technology supported by the quality design. The all critical manufacturing operation inside an isolator must be performed in grade A. The background of isolator is dependent of the technology. Example, minimum grade C for an open isolator and grade D for a closed isolator. All the elements of the cleanliness of the isolator and the operation performed inside must be under control, including the quality of the air, the decontamination and disinfection sterilization processes, all operation of manufacture, but also the transfer of material and component. The transfer of this material and component are the greatest potential source of contamination, and it is important to minimize the entry in the objective to minimize the risk of contamination. Now we will go in details with the sampling plan justification, including an example of justification and methodology for that. Supported by the contamination control strategy, the sampling plan program must include the following 6 points: sample location justification, frequency and when to perform the control, the method to be applied, the action limit and the alert levels, the data management program, and in case of excursion, the CAPA system. The 6 key points of the sampling plan program must be applied to the evaluation of the viable contamination with the different sample types. For the air, passive air sampling and active air sampling. For the surfaces, swabbing and contact plates. We will use for that media. That means you need to define for the method the gross promotion test of the media, but also the recovery efficiency of the method. And also define clearly the different conditions with the culture media, the aerobic or anaerobic condition, and for incubation, the time and the temperature. Also, these 6 key points must be applied also to the particulate contamination evaluation with the different particulate size with 0.5 micrometers and 5 micrometers, including the evaluation for the method of the counter design, but also the counter calibration and the parameters of these counters. I give you now an example of strategy defining sample plan justification in 7 steps, with step 1, process knowledge and hazard analysis, step 2, ranking of personnel and process intervention, step 3, intervention areas, step 4, critical control point or critical sample points, step 5, sample types, step 6, sample location, and step 7, documentation. This slide shows you the interconnection of the environmental monitoring program with the contamination control strategy, with first the contamination control with the process knowledge for the evaluation of the potential source of contamination for microbial, pyrogen and particulate contamination for facilities, utilities, equipment, personnel and material, and I will focus after for isolator technology. The objective to define the monitoring of control for the definition of all the critical sampling points. And at the top right, you have the connection directly of the contamination control with the qualification control and monitoring program. And all that in continuous improvement with the life cycle approach of the contamination control strategy. Now we have the first step with the process knowledge and hazard analysis. This step is to evaluate all process parameters and conduct a hazard analysis to identify the potential source and causes of contamination, supported by contamination control strategy. Alors, for process knowledge, that should include all the elements for facilities, equipment, utilities, personnel. We will define that for isolator with the different elements. First, define the process including the facility that are included. Describe the process and product in details. Identify the potential contamination control, identify the potential consequences, identify the possible causes of contamination control, assign and rank contamination control by severity, occurrence, and detection, plan and implement the changes, and document the result of the change, using for that the different tools for risk management approach. Alors, this also must determine the risk that the hazard might occur at the process step under review based on ranking criteria. You are in the table below the different intervention classification with the height, medium, and low with their respective quotations, and you describe after the different elements for each factor, or the factors are 4 here for the intervention with the proximity of intervention, the complexity of intervention, the frequency of intervention, and the duration of the intervention. All that for the different level of risk. And after step 2, that's for the ranking of the personnel and process intervention. That define and identify all critical intervention and activities and evaluate their criticality for severity and frequency of occurrence using the following 4 factors. Again, proximity, complexity, frequency, and duration of the intervention. And you have the table. That means for each intervention, and that means the correlation with the different area, we'll show just after. You should describe this intervention and their quotation with a total score with a different factor, and that gives you after the risk group for each intervention. Also here you will define at this step the total risk ranking, multiplication for the 4 factors, and the risk groups with their acceptability and required action. You have the table with the different risk level. Here you have the 6 here in this example, from very high to very low, and the respective score range by the multiplication approach. And you define for each risk level the required minimum action to be performed. Now step 3. Step 3 will define the different intervention areas. This definition for each intervention area makes the inventory of activities and list of intervention at each area. You have here, for example, a summary example for isolator with 2 operations, filling and stoppering operation, and you have also important the perimeters production for intervention that should be defined also clearly or after the definition of the critical sample locations. Step 4, The critical sample points must be defined, or that should, at this level, determine the critical sample point supported by the risk level evaluation for each intervention. That means here for each area, you describe the different area with a different list of all the intervention, their respective score we saw before, and the maximum risk level for the area that will be the maximum score for the maximum intervention at this level. Step 5, sample types, with the definition of the minimum number of sample types to be performed. That means here you have the 6 risk level we defined before, with a different environmental monitoring strategy, and you have the minimum number of sample type to be applied for the quotation. Step 6 is very important, sample location. It defines and justifies the location of each critical sample point in each intervention area. From our example of isolator with 2 areas, filling operations and stoppering operation, we have in the diagram circles that represent sample locations with the diameters of 30 centimeters, 12 inches. The yellow circles represent the different potential sample locations. The red circles are the most probable critical sample locations, and the full disk red are the more critical sample locations. And here you have exactly the position, the locations of the samples from the risk assessment we saw just before. And now step 7 is the documentation. You will write the environmental monitoring sampling plan program procedure and documentation, including environmental monitoring sampling plan justification, environmental monitoring validation protocol and reports, and environmental monitoring program procedure. Now we'll evaluate also the elements relevant to the gloves and sleeves with the microbial environmental monitoring program. Alors, example with an isolator here, we will evaluate the risk analysis evaluation for critical control gloves. Here we have an isolator with 19 gloves, evaluate which one are critical and how to manage the monitoring program. Here you will evaluate for each glove the function of each one and the evaluation with the severity and occurrence, and you have a total score, and you define after at the end the criticality group. Here, from our example, we have the 3 different groups of isolators from what we saw just before for the evaluation, with the critical gloves in red, with gloves used for filling equipment assembly in yellow, and not critical gloves in green. And from that, for each risk level of glove, we will define the control frequency, with in red daily and after critical intervention, in yellow after setup operation, in green at the end of the campaign. Here you have an example of environmental monitoring control of gloves and sleeves, assembling, composed of each time of 1 swabbing of the entire surface of the gloves, 1 swabbing on gasket and sleeves, the maximum surface as possible. For information, controls that are limited to the finger surface only are not sufficient to recover microbial ingress for pinholes. Now we define the environmental monitoring program inside an isolator. This slide gives you a summary of management of environmental monitoring program for viable, and that should define here the media with the casein, soybean, digest agar, and the condition of incubation in dual temperature with a minimum 3 days at 20-25 followed by minimum 2 days at 30-35, and define in the table the different samples to be performed with active air sampling, passive air sampling, surface monitoring, and glove of the isolator, and for each part with the isolator in grade A with the frequency and action level, the background dependent of the isolator technology, closed isolator with the grade D, open isolator with the grade C, and you have also the frequency and the action level. Gloves integrity now, second also evaluation. Here you have an example with one very important publication of the criticality of the gloves with the presence of pinholes and different critical location of the pinholes. Here you have an example of control with visual inspection procedure. Alors the whole surface of the gloves and sleeves is inspected with focus on welding points, on fingers, between fingers, the palm, gloves rings. That will be performed before the VHP cycle, at each operator shift, before, after each critical operations, before physical integrity test, and at the end of each campaign, or in case of expected sterility breaks. We have the example of the location to evaluate here again. Also important to evaluate also using some specific test equipment for leak testing of the gloves. And you have example here from some equipment that could be used in positive pressure or negative pressure. Different also possibilities of what to control and when to control. Alors, the example here is how to implement this integrity testing for the glove and sleeves. That should be tested, for example, before and after each VHP cycle, after machine setup, daily for critical gloves, weekly for non-critical gloves, after each critical intervention, and at the end of campaign or in case of unexpected sterility breaks. And now, how to manage the data that are generated for the environmental monitoring program. You will have a great number of data from different origins. First of all, example here with variable environmental monitoring data, you will include that in a lean system, but also you will have data from non-variable environmental monitoring program, also elements from different parameters with temperature, relative humidity, air logs parameters, integrity, and leak testing. That will be part of the facility monitoring system. But other data should be possible in connection with the manufacturing operation, example, the intervention, the when and the frequency. All this data must be evaluated. You will perform data analysis, or that will be supported by the evaluation by comparison with the action and the alert level. And you will also include that in this program, also evaluation of some alarm, example, for non-variable environmental monitoring program or other parameters that will be evaluated with alarm. In case of exclusion of also alarm, you will perform a corrective and preventive action after investigation. That will be the big data system approach. And in conclusion of my presentation, what should be the new challenge for the future of that? Alors, as we saw just before, you will generate a very big quantity of data from different origins. For example, the variable environmental monitoring with LIMS, with different elements from non-variable with different parameters with the facility monitoring systems, and also other data, example from the batch dossier. And you have, for example, for the intervention and the different elements from the management of the personnel. All this data will be included in what we can call data lake with two parts. One part is the evaluation of this data, and using artificial intelligence with algorithms, you will apply that for the trending tools for the objective to generate trending reports that will give you a trending from the different elements relevant to action and alert levels or alarm evaluation. After, you will also, second part, you have to use data centers for the archive of the data and to be sure that the data centers give you a guarantee of archiving this data for a long term. And that will be, all this part will constitute the big data system approach. So, and now, thank you for your attention. If you have some questions,